없었어 이 세상 하나뿐인 나 처음 봤으니까 빠졌으니까 Then you got me sinking low.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Crazy, you come here often?
I do actually. Do you?
Oh, yeah. This is my home office. Well, not for that much longer, unfortunately.
Man, it'd be like that sometimes.
It do be like that. But how about you introduce yourself? Tell us where you're from, what your major is, that sort of thing.
Well, I'm Stacy. I'm from LA. You know, born and raised. LA is the best. Anybody who wants to travel, go to LA.
She's not biased or anything.
Not biased at all. You know, it's definitely better than the other coast, which we will not name.
Okay. I might be in that other coast's time zone, though.
I am here, I'm studying economics, but back home I'm studying economics and international studies. And yeah, I feel like, is there anything else fun that's about me? I don't know. I feel like that will be it for right now.
Nice.
We'll see.
Okay, if something else comes up, you can just...
Yeah. Well, I feel like if I do, there's like two routes of why I kind of chose Korea, or in general studying abroad. Studying abroad in Korea was just in general something I had grew up in that community and was really raised by that. So I feel like that opened the door. But in general, studying abroad, it was more for myself and to prove that I had a certain sense of independence and to be able to do this on my own and be able to work on my own, especially in a country where this isn't my native language, you know? So it is a more conscious thought in having to do that throughout my journey. Oh, halfway. I feel like I've adapted really well to a lot of the culture shocks, and I feel like I didn't really have that many going into it because I did look into certain things I wouldn't be taken too off guard. However, there were certain aspects that I've never been able to get used to, which is the lack of personal space. And I'm like, I understand it, you know, in a country where it's very community based and it's, you know, we're all here for the community, so there is no need to really have that personal space. However, I still feel like I want that personal space.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a tad. And I would also just say, in general, another shock would be that I feel like they're very blunt. I feel like in the US, we tend to kind of try to go around it. Like, obviously, we're blunt to a certain extent. I feel like it's like both-sided, where I feel they also go around the situation depending on what if it's in a work environment. However, if it's between friends, like especially comments about your appearance are just so blunt, and it's just something that would catch me off guard, you know, and it was having to understand that it didn't mean any malice behind that. But
they're just telling you don't look good in that shirt.
Yeah. And I was just like, oh, okay.
It's really interesting with the high context and low context cultures, because the US and Korea are both so different, whereas the US is high context. Oh, I always forget the definition, even though I learned it twice. One of them is you mean what you say and you say what you mean, and that's the US, whereas Korea is the opposite. It's really interesting that you mentioned that, because it's like usually you have to interpret what they're saying. Yeah. And you have to read it between the lines.
100%.
But when it's about appearance,
that's the one thing.
They're gonna be, hey, I think you should get some plastic surgery. What? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I feel like it's in general that, and sometimes I feel like also being a foreigner, like I will hear these comments about my appearances, and it's through somebody who thinks I don't understand, and they're just so like carefree about it. It's just kind of like, oh, this and that. Like, I just hear them over talking about like everybody they see all around them. Yeah, and that's definitely a shock. Well, my love language is food, and I feel like because of that, I knew more than anything leaving home, I would miss food. So coming here, I did bring a whole luggage dedicated to food. I had seasonings, all different types of things to have over here, so I would really never miss those kinds of things. And I feel like having that and having that comfort and creating a new sense of home here has been really helpful. If I'm honest, I have gotten really comfortable here, and I feel like I never really felt like I needed to really build a new home, because it was very welcoming. I felt like I was immediately in a second home in that sense. So I feel like more than anything, to create a new home environment was really reaching out to other people and creating connections, because I definitely feel back home I am more of a person who kind of tends to go on adventures alone and tends to do things alone. And I still for sure do that here.
Oh,
100%. But it's also been nice to connect with people from all different backgrounds that maybe if I was back home, I probably wouldn't have reached out to them. I wouldn't have learned more about them.
Yeah.
So it's being able to meet people and interact with people where, you know, maybe our personalities are a little bit different, but it's in a fun way where I'm able to see how it is to be in this new situation, this new scenario with people with different backgrounds as well, different ethnicities and, you know, different beliefs and all this and that has been very interesting. I would say I've interacted strangely enough with a lot of Europeans, a lot of Germans.
A lot of people
I
feel
from
like there's
Germany.
been a lot more Europeans this semester compared to last semester.
Yeah.
The beautiful thing about studying abroad that I've realized is that even if you're not friends with them and you're not like besties for the long run, and you don't see them 10 years later, you still cherish them. There wasn't any bad blood. There was no animosity. It was just a learning experience, and it's a interaction that you get to grow from. And I think too, especially with you being so independent and both of us being very independent, because Stacy's also, she's my new roommate.
Oh yeah, I guess I forgot to say that. The new roommate.
Stacy's my roommate this semester, and honestly, it has been, I was walking back home, maybe it was yesterday, and I was thinking, wow, I'm so thankful that you not only have been able to, you're so comfortable in your own skin that as soon as I came into the room, you're like, well, this is me, this is my space, but like you do what you want to do. But at the same time, it's like whenever we hang out, if you're hungry, you're like, I'm gonna go get food, I'll meet up with you later. You made it so normal and comfortable to leave the group and return to the group. Whereas that's something that it's like, especially in a study setting back home, if I'm studying with people and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go get food, they're like, wait for me, or like, if I don't know, there seems to be a higher need to do things together. But now I'm just like, I don't want to disrupt you. I'm hungry, let me go get some food. Like, you've made that so natural for me now, which I really, really appreciate. So that's something I've learned from you.
I think it's definitely very important to have a balance, as well as in general, just be comfortable in your own skin and being very open. Because I feel like I'm a very open person. I'm a very open book. You know? I feel like there's very little that anybody doesn't know about me. Like, whether it's something more personal, we're just kind of like, I didn't even know that, but you know what? Now I know it. You know, I feel like it's really nice to be comfortable and to just be really open with people.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Immediately, I always say the same thing. I have told you this so many times as well. It would be the Yonsei Games after party from last semester in the fall. Oh my god, that experience was really like nothing I would have ever experienced. And I had that experience literally just because I was in that club. The club I am in this semester, I was also in last semester. And I am so thankful for that club because they had connections and were connected with another club at Korea University. So we did a lot of joint seminars with them as well. But through this connection, we had met up with them, went on campus, and we just had so much fun. Like, you know, I got to see all the different games as well, which was really cool. It was really hot.
It was so hot.
It was so hot.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah. That experience is a whole other thing. But just going, you know, meeting up with everybody. And that was also a really big learning moment for me as well. Not only with just, like, my communication, but just in general, seeing how everybody interacted and how I interacted in that kind of environment. It was such a cool thing to see. You know, we all met up at Korea University, and they had this like tradition where like once you meet up with everybody in like your group is there, you do like a train to go to wherever you're gonna go drink.
Oh, that's iconic.
So it's like you just see everybody walking around.
Everyone's just hanging out with each other. Everyone's just, it's a buddy system.
So like immediately you just see everybody walking through the streets, all just like in a train, like hands on everybody's shoulder, just walking through the streets, and it's just everybody going through it. And we start going through the streets, and all the restaurants there were also owned by a lot of alumni. So because of that, it was just such a friendly environment, seeing how it just felt like a big community, if that makes sense. Like, regardless of, like, the rivalries, it was just, everybody was just having a lot of fun.
It was just it's just a community, like, because also this year, it was Yonsei's 140th anniversary, but it was also the 100th anniversary of the Yonsei Games, of the Yonsei rivalry, and it's, like, that's 100 years of rivalry that's just rooted in friendship and fun.
Yeah.
And it's so, if you have the opportunity to study abroad in Korea, like Korea University, Yonsei University,
Yes.
just for young
100%.
people alone, go there, because on either end of the spectrum, I've heard from Korea students and even Yonsei students, it's just so lively.
Yeah.
You learn a lot about the culture in one evening.
Yeah, it was truly an experience like no other. Like, I was walking through these streets, I'd have all these alumni, were just giving us bottles, and it was also such a crazy experience that I didn't know it worked like this until after we had got sat down in a restaurant. Was that since all these restaurants are owned by the alumni, they pay for your drinks, they like pay for your food, and it was just, I was so taken aback where I was like, what?
The service
What
here
is
is
this?
incredible.
I was like, what is this? And I also got to experience that a big part of Korean like drinking culture, which I honestly didn't really know was a thing, was just the whole chant of, I know it has a term, but where they're like introducing themselves, and they just start screaming.
It's like the club members, the leaders.
Yeah. And then it was just so crazy to see, because then you see a domino effect. Everybody's just going all at once, and you're just hearing it. Everyone's just having fun. It's a community, and like I remember in the restaurants, we were also like singing and cheering, and we'd all like just start doing our dances. We do the whole. It was just that
would be
experience.
a great movie to watch.
It was.
I would love to watch that movie.
And then, like through that all, we ended up going back to Korea University, and then I did something that honestly I would have never done back home, and that's that the original group we were in with our club meetings, like our club members. We're all deciding to end the night. Granted, it was really late. It was like 1:30 in the morning.
That's still early.
And that's what I'm saying. I was like, it's still early. So from there, I reached out to a random group of Koreans that were also, it was a mix. They were both Korea University and Yonsei University. And they were just sitting on the grass. They had the guitar. They were singing. They were just all having a great time. And me with all my friends, we all just decided to join them, and we had just sat with them, and we just started a conversation. They immediately were like, come sit with us, like come join us. And we spent the rest of the night with them until like 6:30, 7 a.m.
Oh, she pulled it all together. She said, let's watch the sunrise.
God, they were literally the sweetest folks I have ever met. They were so nice, and honestly, I would have definitely never done that back home, if I'm honest.
Yes.
I don't know. But it was truly just such a community experience, and just seeing how everybody interacted, how welcoming everybody was. And it was just, I feel like, so different than what I expected. Because, definitely there are some like stigmas or some voices where they're like, oh, your time abroad is always going to be you're the foreigner, which that is true to a certain extent. Yeah. However, I'm like, there's also a beauty in it, where I feel like because you are that foreigner, obviously it goes both sides, but because you are that foreigner, there's oftentimes they're more accepting too, because they want to show you.
They want to be like, yeah, this is what.
Like, this is also us,
this is us, yeah.
Yeah, it's a really nice experience. I feel like regret would be a strong word, so I don't think I would say I regret anything.
Okay.
However, something something I think I would like to have adjusted would be to go out more, to not stay in the library all the time. Like, I would say I've tried to do that a lot more this semester. However, last semester, I felt like I definitely felt like I was missing out on things. I didn't travel. I didn't go anywhere. I was just studying 24/7.
Guys, I met her in, what was it, February?
Yeah.
Or January. And I was like, oh yeah, so have you done this? Or have you seen this? And I'm talking about all these things, and Stacy's just like, I don't know what that is.
Oh God, I really wish I did go out more, and I wish I did more trips. I wish I took those opportunities instead of being like, oh, I need to study, which, yes, this is a study abroad experience. It's supposed to be studying, but as well, this is supposed to be my international experience as well, in general, learning more about myself, learning more about others, and just interacting with other people. So I feel like I did lack in that in some ways last semester. So I would say I wish I would have gone out, created more fun connections, and not just focused solely on academics.
Yeah, I probably should have focused a little bit more on academics occasionally, but we live and we learn.
I'm going to think about more recently is how different education is here.
Oh, yeah.
I've definitely used a certain teaching style. back home, where I feel like we all tend to have a very different style of teaching with their professors. But I feel like here, these professors, you really have to teach yourself. Versus back home, I think you can very much, there are professors, you know, who aren't great and you have to do that, but I don't think it's the norm to have to teach yourself.
I don't think it is.
Like, it really isn't the norm. It's more of, damn, like, I was unlucky, or I had no choice. This is the only professor that taught this subject.
Yes.
But I feel like here that is definitely the norm. So getting used to that, as well as, you know, taking these courses that, although they're taught in English, and I'm thankful they are, these classes are only Koreans. You know, there's very, very, very few of us that are.
Because you're taking a lot of economics classes.
Yes.
And so with taking economics classes, there's the study abroad classes. Those study abroad classes, obviously they're still English, but it's mostly foreigners. Whereas even my finance class that I took, that was a business major class. Yours is econ major classes, so it's a lot of local, fully enrolled students.
Yes.
But they're Korean speaking students.
Yeah.
So sometimes, luckily my class, like, they all only ask questions in English, but I know that wasn't really the case.
Unfortunately that was not the case for me. So I feel like, you know, although my Korean has gotten better, I would definitely not say it's like fancy academic level where I'm like these complex questions about the economic structures. I don't know what's happening, you know?
Do you at least know what economics is in Korean?
Yeah.
What is it?
경제학. That would be like economics department.
Okay, nice. You learned something.
But yeah, I would say that is definitely an experience because also the professor recognizes that there's majority Korean, very few of us, like I said. Like I would say in our class of maybe 150 students, there is probably max 10 of us who are foreigners. And I would say because of that, oftentimes the professor will go on like side tangents only in Korean.
What?
And I'm just like, oh, okay. And like everyone's laughing and interacting, they're all just talking. And there's like moments like that where it feels a little more alienating, you know? Where I feel like because I'm in those environments where everybody is Korean, I do feel like it's harder to connect with Korean students. You know, like have been able to make some Korean friends. However, to make long-lasting, deep, like meaningful conversations with Korean people, as well as have just those, you know, in general, those deeper conversations with them, is very difficult. I feel like everything's it feels very surface, you know, where it just feels like I'm more of somebody who's like passing by, you know. And so I feel like because of that, it has been hard to just create those connections. You know, I like meeting and interacting with people in classes as well, which is why I try to prioritize all my classes to be in person.
Yes.
But I have found it difficult, you know, and I feel like I end up sometimes ending up in that same cycle where I'm with other foreigners, you know. So I feel like that has definitely been a little bit difficult to adjust in the academic environment. Learning about yourself. I have definitely changed so much since coming here. Like I have become more extroverted in some ways, as well as become more independent in other ways. You know, I was definitely independent before coming here, but it was in different aspects versus now. I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like I'm doing more big girl things. Yeah, I'm doing big girl things over here. So I feel like in general learning about that, like full on planning solo trips and traveling to different parts of Korea all on my own. Yeah. You know, I feel like that has been the most positive takeaway I have taken from studying abroad, where I think everybody should do it just for that experience of being able to be in your own space, be with yourself, being able to learn about yourself, and just in general become more comfortable in your own skin and become more independent, most importantly. I feel like that is important in adulthood. And to go, like I can't imagine, like now that I've been here, I can't imagine graduating college without never being able to study abroad.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's just as important to give space as it is to take up space.
Yeah.
I have definitely gotten way more comfortable with taking up my own space and loving the things I love. And I don't know, dang, why am I getting emotional? Stop, lock in. But like being able to be abroad, and especially with the people that I've been able to meet and the friendships I've been able to create and to grow and to nourish, it's really given me the opportunity to unapologetically take up space and to share the things that I enjoy without fear of being judged.
Yeah.
I think in the US, especially growing up, like in middle school, there was a girl who loved K-pop. Like, she was on the train before everyone else.
Yeah.
And I feel bad because I was just like, I don't know, girl.
Yeah,
And I was like, really? And now, I mean, clearly I'm on the train too. I'm maybe conducting the train. But back at home, everyone, it feels so judgy, and it feels very, sometimes just surface level.
Yeah.
But here, I've just been able to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And live freely throughout the study abroad, because we've been able to take the time to spend that time alone, take the space for ourselves, and to learn about ourselves. And then my last question. Oh, dang, this is like the end of an era for me. I'm okay. What's something you wish you could have told yourself before moving to Korea, or a piece of advice?
I guess to live in the moment, to do those things that you want to do, to not hesitate, to take those opportunities, because I feel like now that I'm approaching the end, I feel like I'm running out of time, and I'm like running around, and I'm like, I need to do this, I need to do that, like I didn't get to do this. And I felt like, because I had such a long time here, I think I had that mentality that I have endless time here.
Yeah.
And so I definitely feel like that's why I lacked in those experiences, that first semester, you know, with going out and exploring and having those interactions, because I was just like, oh,
I got next semester.
I have so much time.
Yeah.
But I would tell myself to have fun, to do those things, go out of your comfort zone. I would say that would probably be the biggest take back that I would tell myself.
Oh, that's so sweet. Swag. No, I literally keep getting safety alerts. I will miss the occasion. The government's just checking up on us.
You know, I will miss when we had came here, that's when they had the balloons.
The trash balloons. Oh my gosh, we've been through so
much. Truly, you know, we're witnessing
democracy unfolding.
Yeah, from beginning to end.
It's so special.
It is.
It's so magical. Yeah, I feel like for anyone moving to Korea, or a piece of advice that I would like to tell myself would be, you're good. It's fine, and it's gonna be better than you could have ever dreamed. Before coming, especially within the last week, like, you're always like, okay, maybe this can happen to me. Maybe this can happen to me. Maybe this is gonna happen. And then you get here, and it's nothing like you expect.
Yeah.
So expect the unexpected. Be open to being independent. Take up space, but also give space, and love the things you love and like the things you like.
Yeah, and I feel like that's very important, you know. This experience has been one of the most wonderful experiences and the most heartbreaking experiences to let go of.
Like, my heart is hurting right now.
I feel like
tears.
You literally saw me going through it the other day. Like, you know, I don't want to say goodbye, but it's just, it feels like it's going to be a while until I'll be able to come back, you know, and it's just heartbreaking to let go of these connections, let go of these experiences, let go of what my life is here, and to just go back. But I don't want to fully go back, you know. I still want to take what I've experienced here. I still want to take this new version of me back.
Exactly.
And so I feel like just in general, learning how to say goodbye is going to be a little difficult.
That's going to be the next chapter of life, because life keeps going. And, I mean, we've lived a really good life here.
We have. It's been very surreal, almost like a fairy tale, where I'm just like, this is such a privilege to be able to be over here, you know. Not everybody is able to study abroad, like, you know, even less, just be in general this far for so long, you know. So I feel like it's truly a fun experience to learn about yourself, to be in a country where you don't speak the native language, and I feel like it really teaches you a lot.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being my last interviewee.
Having me.
I'm getting emotional. Jeez, what the heck? I started this series, like, I won't be studying abroad again during my college experience, like my undergrad at least. I don't know if I'm going to grad school, y'all. We don't know, maybe I'll be back in Korea. But I started this on semester at sea, and now you're the finale.
The finale.
Thanks for being such a great roommate. You guys have been able to meet both of my roommates from last semester. You met Dre, and now you meet Stacy. And I've learned so much about Korean culture while living in Korea, but since both of you guys are Mexican, I've learned so much of Mexican culture. I feel like I've had 2 study abroad experiences in one. But as you guys can probably tell, I've lucked out in the roommate department yet again.
Me too.
But thank you so much for being my last interviewee. It has been a pleasure being your roommate.
Thank you.
And I guess this is the end. Good. Okay. 안녕.
이 세상 하나뿐인 나 처음 봤으니까 빠졌으니까 Then you got me sinking low 사랑이란 단어로 썸도 아닌 썸을 타며 행복한 줄로 친구들이 다들 바보래 사랑 표현 못한 벙어리 한 번도 안 해봐서 어떡해 Honestly Cause 1, 2, 3 중요한 건 you